I don't blame the person that made this decision, but it is frustrating. You know, how did y'all feel about D23? Did y'all feel like it was pretty eventful? Did
Hey,
y'all feel like
Eman
it
was
was
there live in the
lackluster? You know,
flesh.
Nah, man.
Eman, I wasn't, man.
I mean, I think a lot of the people that were there, like I remember seeing and feeling a lot of the emotion and excitement like get sucked out. You know, like once, and I was telling people once Feige made the the Fantastic Four news, and he was like, "That's it. That's all we got." You know, it was almost like he was rubbing it in our face, like, "Haha, I know you came for this. You ain't gonna get it now." You know, everybody, people to my left, to my right were just like, you know, and it wasn't just that news. It was just kind of like with Thunderbolts, with everything else. It was just like, that's it. Like y'all don't have.
It was already announced. There was
y'all
no
don't
new
have
announcement.
Something big like Loki. Tom Hiddleston came out. Loki came out. They ain't really had no real footage. I mean, they had some little clips, but Don Cheadle came out. It's like, well, we ain't shooting nothing yet, but I'm here, y'all. Like,
I got
this is it.
well, E-Man, how would you have felt if Harrison Ford would have been announced at D23 to recast Thunderbolt Thaddeus Ross, but somebody had to block it? That's topic number 4 right there. Coming from ScreenRant.com. Some recast. And I'm gonna pass to E-Man first. This is from ScreenRant.com. And again, if you watch this via live on the replay, there's a link to this below in the description box. Lucasfilm, aka Miss Kathleen Kennedy, that's not in the title, blocked Harrison Ford's Thunderbolt casting news at D23. I still don't even know if this is actual news or a rumor.
Wait, what? Oh, this is news to me.
Oh, really?
Oh, this is fresh. Oh, this was 12 hours ago. I ain't see this.
I thought you was trolling.
Bro, I just got off. I just got off a plane a couple hours ago. Like,
okay, I got you.
I'm catching up.
Okay. Yeah, this was I think I heard this yesterday, but a new report claims that Lucasfilm blocked Marvel's plans to announce Harrison Ford's Thunderbolt casting as General Ross at this year's D23 Expo. Details have surfaced regarding a major studio effort. I can't believe this is news to you, and it's about recasting, so I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Details have surfaced regarding a major studio effort from Lucasfilm to delay the news of Harrison Ford joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe in the upcoming Thunderbolts movie. Ford has been no stranger to blockbusters films over the last 45 years, becoming a standout Han Solo in Star Wars movies and cementing his status as a screen icon as the heroic Indiana Jones in the 81's Raiders of the Lost Ark. The last decade for Ford's career has consisted of supporting roles in blockbusters, including returns to Star Wars universe and a role in the long-awaited sequel to the Blade Runner in 2017. This past September saw rumors beginning to circulate that Ford was being eyed for a role in MCU. Despite early reports that Ford will retire after the release of Indiana Jones 5, the actor was reported to be eyed to take over General Thunderbolt Ross for the upcoming Thunderbolts movie, replacing William Hurt after the star's passing this past March from prostate cancer of age of 71. Rest in peace, sir. Rest in peace. While the reports of Ford's potential MCU casting begins to spread and remain unconfirmed, that's important, new reports offer an explanation of why an official announcement has yet to be made. According to Jeff Snyder from the Hot Mic podcast, the news of Ford's reported casting as Thunderbolt Ross was supposed to accompany Marvel's panel at D23 until Lucasfilm's president Kathleen Kennedy put a stop to it. Snyder goes on to explain that while Lucasfilm is a Disney subsidiary, like Marvel Studios, Kennedy preferred to focus on promotion for Indiana Jones 5. See what Snyder's statement said below. So what I initially heard is that was a done deal for D23, that they actually wanted to announce him as a cast member in Thunderbolts at D23, but they didn't because Kathleen Kennedy put her foot down and said, no, we're going to keep the focus on Indiana Jones 5 content. I don't want this to become Harrison Ford joining the MCU. We're going to keep the focus on Indy 5 right now. Interesting.
Wow.
There's so much to unpack. First of all, Harrison Ford just being in the MCU, but it seems like they didn't have any. I don't want to. This is unconfirmed. But I'm just saying, I'm speculating right now. Seems like they didn't have any type of hesitation on recasting a character in the MCU. Eman, how you feeling about this, sir? How are you feeling?
I mean, you man, exclusive. You get the raw, unprocessed, and I don't know. Maybe I might have to do a live after this to kind of get my thoughts together on this. But I'll say, okay, let's talk about the business side first before we get to the juicier stuff. Business side of things, she was right.
Yeah,
because Indiana Jones 5, okay, great, yay. I can't say when. Now I saw the little footage, little trailer. It looked decent.
I heard it was good,
decent, but like, I'm like, damn, if that was in before, now we would have been talking. But now my man's 80 plus. Anyway, but she's right. Because the moment you start talking about that, ain't nobody gonna care about no Indy. They're gonna be like, when is he coming to the MCU? So fine, business wise, you right. I specifically, this is one of the reasons why I've told people. Actually, let me back up. First of all, the person that was reporting this guy is a former editor of Ankler, I believe. Like, he used to run a website, stuff like that. So it's not like just some random person on Reddit just randomly talking, putting out stuff, speculation, rumors, and stuff like that. So and I'm not gonna say that like trust everything this person say. I'm not gonna say that. But what I am saying is that, like, at least for in my experience of working with other journalists and other people that are insiders, when you're an insider, something that people don't realize is you don't want to just put news out there for the sake of it unless there's something there, right? And the reason why you do that, and this is why I don't get into the insider game. Like, if I tell y'all something is on the inside, that's because I vetted it as much as I could. But like, I don't really care about being first, right? Yeah. But the thing with insiders is when they play into that field of saying, hey, I got this info first. Hey, I got this breaking news. Hey, I got this. They're putting their name on the line. And when they put their name and credibility on the line, if something pans out to not be true, it ruins literally everything they're banking on. So it's not something that they carelessly just throw out there just for the sake of it. Because, I mean, again, if they're proven wrong, it's kind of like, we'll never listen to you again. Right. So this same insider, if I'm not mistaken, broke some other news. I think it was like the Armor Wars or whatever. But like, if you look at the timeline, he was breaking stuff before it came out too. So yeah, that just kind of leads me to believe that he wouldn't put this out there for nothing. Also, something else that I want people to kind of understand, when this type of news comes out, a lot of times these things do end up being true behind the scenes, but because the companies also work with the bigger outlets, Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, Variety, because they work with them, it's easier for them to massage the situation. It's easier for them to be like, hey, Hollywood Reporter, deny that, and then Hollywood Reporter is going to be like, look, we heard from Marvel directly or whatever that this is true or it's not true. So what I'm saying is, because again, I can't talk about certain things, but like, there has been news that has been leaked and has been pulled out because the studio stepped in or because they used the bigger outlet to bully a smaller outlet. So I say all of that because it does not surprise me that at the very least Marvel considered this, whether they were in talks, whether this talk happened or not, we don't know that much. But the mere fact that this person is saying they thought about it, that means a conversation was had. That means that there was a meeting, somebody was in the room, somebody heard something, and that news, leaked out. With all of that said, it is absolutely jacked up that they would consider recasting after the death of William Hurt. And I want to pause people real quick because some people will be like, wait a minute. Are you saying that Chadwick and T'Challa are on the same level as Thunderbolt Ross and William Hurt? No, I'm not. And the reason why I'm not is because I reject the initial presumption, the presupposition that recasting is a bad thing. Because in order for you to get to that argument of T'Challa and Thunderbolt, Ross and William Hurt and Chadwick being on the same level, you have to accept that not recasting is a positive thing. And I do not accept that. So that's one of the reasons why I don't even get into that argument, because I'm like, you messed up from the beginning. You messed up from the jump thinking that not recasting has been a good thing, when in history, recasting has never been a bad thing. Recasting has never tarnished a legacy. It has never made anyone forget anyone. It has never made someone irrelevant. Recasting has constantly been how especially white characters maintain their popularity. Like, that's it. We listen, when Superman got lame, because there were moments where Superman was lame. If Superman were not recast, people would stop caring about Superman over the generations. But because Superman keeps getting all these chances, don't matter how interesting or not his story is, he's going to keep being there. Same for Peter Parker, same for like James Bond, same for everybody else. So anyway, going back to the whole Harrison Ford thing, yeah, I'm sure they did consider it. But I've warned against this because I've always said if Marvel ever did recast Thunderbolt Ross, they're going to sit here and say, well, now you're in a precarious position. Does that mean that William Hurt was not good enough of an actor? Because now y'all set the precedent that not recasting is like this award. It's like this great thing. So does that mean when people are recast that they're just not good enough? Like, what are you saying now? Right? And I've said that the only reason any character at all ever gets recast is because the creators find value in the character and their story. If Thunderbolt Ross was so insignificant, they would have just discarded him. They would have just been like, forget Thunderbolt Ross. We would have Val come in and, you know, do whatever. We'd have somebody else be Red Hulk or whatever. They'd replace him. But clearly, y'all find value in his character to even consider. I don't know if Harrison Ford is a variant. I don't know if it's a straight recast. It doesn't matter. The fact that you want this character to continue shows that character has value. So now Marvel, in my opinion, is in a very contradictory position to sit here and say, well, T'Challa has value, but we won't recast. But I mean, wait. Red Hulk or General Ross has value, so we are going to recast it. Make up your mind. What are you saying? Because I'm confused right now. You know, so listen, this is why I've been on Recast T'Challa for a long time. Because I wanted people to get used to this idea that recasting is a positive thing. And I wanted to get rid of this nonsense that Marvel's put out there, because they recast all the time and we are just fine. We move on. We don't forget. I didn't forget, like, you know, Ed Norton's Hulk. He had one of the best Hulks to date, and they still stay failing the Hulk. But because of recasting, we can still hold out hope that eventually they'll get it right. I'm sorry, man. That's
you good.
You done got me with the new news. So let me go post on this real quick, because this
Before I come to you, Elliot, let me get these super chats real quick. This is from Sims right here for the $20. You know what we got to do over here for the dub. Thank you so much. Just got on to get my Sunday night TV, and I see this amazing panel. Thank you so much. Thanks for the discussion. Sim, you are very welcome. Thank you for coming through with that. I do appreciate it. And also we have Rebecca Yamazawa for the $2 super sticker, ma'am. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that as well. Where is my button? Oh, here it is. Yes! We really do appreciate it over here. Thank you. Elliot, man, how you feeling about this, man? Harrison Ford fulfilling the role Also, Kathleen Kennedy possibly putting a hold on this because she was like, "Don't steal my shine away." It's not Iron Man, but Indiana Jones 5. You know, like and the whole recasting thing as well. That's like three things: the recasting, hypocrisy, Kathleen Kennedy block, and then Harrison Ford coming to the MCU. Possibly.
Listen, for the recasting, I couldn't have said it better than Eman did. So I don't want to, just rehash what he said. I agree with 100% of everything he said. The hypocrisy there, and just the idea. And again, as he brought up, Eman, as far as Jeff Snyder, again, it was rumors. Nothing's in concrete, nothing's in stone, and all that stuff. So just taking that with a little bit of grain of salt. But to touch on the other aspect, as far as if we were to play this game, if it was to be true, and Kathleen Kennedy kind of pulled that plug. I totally agree with that move to not kind of poo-poo on their parade, because it was, as Eman brought up, as far as Star Wars, their presence at D23 was pretty much non-existent. It wasn't a lot going on there. So a little bit of hope, a little bit of happiness, and some positive things going on with Lucasfilm as this company. Is you don't want to overshine on that matter. As far as this idea of General Ross being so integral and important to the Thunderbolts, I thought they've already established that kind of Val has probably made more moves and done more things in the MCU than Ross. I mean, he of course, we saw him in Incredible Hulk, we saw him in Civil War, we saw him in Black Widow, but I mean, not too impactful. So I was just assuming they were going to they kind of dropped the ball on that storyline, and I thought they were going to maybe give that to, again, either Val or maybe someone else in the background. But I was kind of already giving up hope that Red Hulk was going to even be involved in anything moving forward, especially with the way they're handling the Hulk. So they want me to expect to get excited about a Red Hulk, and what they're doing with Hulk. It doesn't really add up to me. So. And then Harrison Ford, to be honest with y'all, no ageism or anything, but I think you mentioned earlier, Brandon, this man is 80, and rest in peace to William Hurt. He was 71. So you're going to recast him with someone that's almost 10 years older? Is it that old? Damn. Yeah. Harrison Ford is old. Yes. He's an old guy. And no ageism. Of course, Han Solo and Indiana Jones and all this stuff. He's one of the greatest actors of our generation, of all time, if you ask me. But I think the man needs to hang it up. Put the blaster in the closet, you put the whips in the closet, let him sit down, relax. Now, if he wants to do it, sure. But I mean, I think they can find someone else. Again, no ageism, but I think they can find someone else a little bit younger that can also play the role if they want to have this General Ross and Hulk for another 10 to 15 years. Yeah. So I don't know if there's a lot of weight in Hulk or Red Hulk being something that they want to implement with this type of movement with Harrison Ford.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. You were right, man. This dude he turned 80 years old in July.
And by the time that film is out, he'll be what, 80, 82, 84. So yeah.
Now there's only one possible thing about bringing him in. And again, it's the multiverse. Anything is possible. Maybe he comes in as a one and done. Maybe he comes in and he's like, yeah, I'm Thunderbolt Ross. I turn into the Red Hulk. Well, guess what? That's all CGI. Maybe all they need at that point is just his voice. And if they don't use his voice, they can replace him with somebody else later. Ain't nobody tripping if Harrison Ford voice sounds a little different as the Red Hulk, 10 years later, So, oh my God, Mara, you doing the most. That's too much.
Yeah, some pudding.
Man, my thing is this. Going all the way back to the beginning of the discussion, real quick, the business side, it sucks, but that does make sense because nobody would give any craps about Indiana Jones 5. So that's my 2 cents there. I would love to see Harrison Ford in the MCU, but it completely slipped my mind that this man is older. Not said that he can't do it, and if he wants to, that's great, but we have to be realistic. This is not going to be a 9-picture deal, that Samuel Jackson did at the beginning of the MCU.
Franchise player here.
Yeah. But man, him fulfilling the role, that would be amazing. Amazing.
And not to put egos into it, but this is, like I said, this is Harrison Ford, not a new amateur up-and-coming actor. I don't think Harrison Ford would probably want to take someone else's role after being an icon himself. I think he would want to originate a character versus like filling in a slot. I don't think he would. I think ego would probably get in the way there.
I don't think he cares. I don't think he'll just do it for the check.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I should have had a clip, man, but somebody asked him on some show. I don't know if it was years ago or recently. Did you get excited when you came back and replayed the role and put on the uniform? He was like, "No, I got paid." And so and he had no shit. Yeah. So it was kind of funny. And about the whole recasting, Eman said it perfectly. I'm just going to echo what he said right there. But man, your theory may work out too, Eman, about a one and done. But you guys let us know what you think about Harrison Ford possibly coming back in the MCU to take on a William Hurt role as Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross. This old Titan is 80 years old. Probably not, but it would be great. Off just real quick, just shoot it at me real quick. If you don't know, we can move on. Do y'all have any idea who y'all would want to take on the role? If you could snap your fingers, ask a genie real quick, or you got to think about it.
As who?
To recast
Ross.
Yeah, Ross.
I don't care.
You don't care? Got you.
Like old white guy.
Sounds good. Somebody left a comment like, "Get any old white man with a beard, it'll work." And I was that'll probably work out right there. What's up, Strictly Starlight? How you doing, ma'am? Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Baby Toshiro in the building. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, what's going on? What's going on? But again, guys, if you're watching this video live on the replay, there's a link to this in the description box below for you to read at your own leisure.